everyone. Welcome to another adventure in content creation with me, your host, Liz, who will not be. Sometimes I'm stopped, but I'm going now, and what I've decided to have a little go at. There's been you may have heard in the news, various auspices, signs delivered to you about the Sniper Wolf controversy. Now, I haven't looked into it much, but what I think that means for me is that there's a gap in the market for awful women who want to react to things. Thank God, at last there's a place for us. But what I've also learned is the world of women reacting to things is a treacherous place filled with all sorts of things that might go wrong. Let's go. Let's find out what's wrong with all of us. Hopefully not too much. Otherwise, that'll take ages to sort. But we're gonna do this we're gonna figure this one out together. Okay. Plant super... What? Sorry. This film... It's, plant supervisors problems. So women have been causing a lot of problems for plant super... Right. I've just realised it's probably like factory plants rather than like botanists. But that's still, yeah, that's really serious, and they need to get to the bottom of this. Because women have just been employed. This is a video from 1959. The Education and Training Department of the Aluminium Company of America. All right, they've worked this out. They've studied these women that they've employed recently, and we're gonna find out what some of the discoveries have been. I hope it's not applicable to today. Maybe it is. Right, let's find out. Oh, it's a training film, so it's like this is one of them. Oh, she's already.
No, Betty, that's wrong. Let me show you again. You use this control to get your focus, you see? All right, this one here in the right-hand corner to lock the sweep. There we are. Now let's try it again.
Well, there's someone here to see you. Are you Mr. Bradshaw, the foreman?
Yes.
Right, well, one of the problems I can see already with women is that they're too darn sexy. And they're real cute, and they don't know how to work whatever the fuck that machine is. It's a earthquake monitor, I think. And so he has to come over and show her how to do it. And do you turn this knob, baby, and then you turn that one. There's your focus knob, and there's your being a bitch button. Make sure that one's turned off, and make sure this one's turned up, and I'll grab these as well, huh? Off you go, sweet cheeks. And now we've got a troublemaker on the right. Let's see what she's up to.
Mr. Donnelly up in personnel said for me to give you this card.
She's masculine.
I'm your new bearings inspector.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be with you in just a minute. No, one at a time. Well, I'll be back later to go over this with you, Betty. Just in the meantime, do the best you can.
Yeah, Betty, try your best.
Would you follow me, please?
Sure.
Just have a seat here. I'll be back shortly.
Willie. He's like, oh no. He's gone, there's been a mistake. You've accidentally hired a deep-voiced woman with short brown hair into my special lab of knobs and dials. And I don't like it, so could you make her go away?
Well, Mr. Bradshaw, what's on your mind?
Bearings inspector.
She's a good one, too. Just look at that record.
Okay, now, Walt, you've had your little joke. Give her to somebody else. I asked for a man.
True!
We don't have a man with
is this all going
Seriously,
to be
Brad.
based?
If you treat her right, she might make you a darn good employee.
What do you mean, treat her right?
Get that chip off your shoulder. What's wrong with her?
She's a woman, isn't she?
Now, wait a minute. You got a lot of women in your department. What's wrong with one more?
Oh.
Did you ever hear of the straw that...
Good for you. Oh, come on now. Good point, dude. That's he's got a lot of women already. Yeah, you've got women. You met women. What's one more woman? He's like, no, I don't. This one, for some reason, I've taken against.
broke the camel's back?
They're good workers. Accurate, quick to catch mistakes,
Not
a
true.
lot of patience.
Yeah, but
Nope.
that comes out of books.
Some of them.
I work with them, mister. I know what happened.
What does happen?
It's a long story.
Come on now, tell me. What does happen?
They're so
Maybe I've been
open-minded.
misinformed.
Thank you.
Not so long ago, you sent me a girl by the name of Myrtle Malloy. Remember?
I remember.
As per her qualifications, I assigned her to an inspection bench. Well, in a matter of days, that bench looked more like her dressing table. And then came the day when... Joe, will you take your stuff back to table 9? That'll be your bench for the time being.
Okay, Chief.
Myrtle, we're moving you to table number 10.
Is something wrong, Mr. Bradshaw?
No, nothing's wrong. We just need this space for something else.
Well, I sure hate to give it up. It's been a nice place to work.
Yo, yeah, this is the trouble with women. They're right. They're uppity, you know, and they don't want to move, and they make a mess everywhere. And her name's Myrtle. Cool.
The light's good here, and it's nicely situated right in the middle of things.
Yeah, exactly.
I just began to feel at home.
Well, I'm sorry, Myrtle, but
I want
table
to
10 will have to be your work area for the time being.
You have to.
You mean
move,
there's liable to
because
be
I
another
want you to.
change?
There's always that possibility.
Well, I certainly hope I'm not moved every other day.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, ma'am, no-
Because that would be annoying. If you were some fucking dildo brains, thought you were an inanimate object and just moved you around, like a vase. Yeah, it would be annoying if you were a woman and that happened to you, because that's. No, I'm learning, right? So don't be like this. Don't be like Merle. Or do. But later.
No trouble at all. Tell him what you want and he does it. But with Myrtle, a little move is a big production.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. You asked me, now let me tell you. Now, here's another problem.
Okay, no, it
Oh,
can be
Mr.
rude.
Bradshaw, I wanted to tell you that the date is set for my marriage. I'll be leaving soon.
Marriage?
Good.
I thought you just got engaged.
Well, I told you about it 6 months ago. We were only waiting till we could find a place to live.
6 months ago.
Workers.
Well, how soon are you leaving?
Well, the end of next week.
Now, that'll really put us in a bind around here. It takes time to break in a relief girl.
Yes, I know it does. I wondered.
Why didn't you say something? I didn't realize you were getting married right away.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Bradshaw, but I really thought you knew. We've all been talking about it.
Okay, Brad.
All right. I'm starting to see the trouble with women is that they don't like Bradshaw and don't tell him anything for some reason. And then he doesn't know. And then they do random stuff like get engaged and get married, and then they have to leave the workforce because that's the rule. Those are the rules, Mr. Bradshaw. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That is the problem with women.
But how many blushing brides do you have? Besides, what's all this got to do with Dolly, the new girl?
Exactly!
She's
Come on,
already
it's not
married.
that important. You don't have that many
And
blushing
she's
brides.
a qualified bearings inspector.
You know what I was doing when this new girl came in a few minutes ago?
No.
This is
I
what's
was
really
trying to
smack
cope with one of the biggest problems of all, Walt.
Take 'em
Now,
off.
in your
Bite
books,
'em
it
in.
comes under the general heading of absenteeism among women employees. Yesterday, I spent an hour and a half teaching one of our girls what she needed to know in order to start on the oscilloscope today. This morning, she isn't here.
She's forgot.
So I
No,
had to use somebody
she's
else.
Not here.
I don't think the girl we got on it now ever pick it up. So I'll probably have to find somebody else.
Question. All these things you've been talking about, marriage, absenteeism, personality problems, aren't they really just a part of life?
Part of a woman's life, maybe. But I can remember the good old days when there were all men in my department.
Yeah.
And we didn't have these problems.
You didn't have the production output you've got now either. Look, Brad, you've got an...
Male absenteeism apparently has never been a problem. Well, looking around me, currently, notice. I found male absenteeism to be one of the major factors in my evening at the moment. Is I've got none of them anywhere. And why? Nobody knows. It's just one of those. It's probably Marcus Aurelius told them to do it or something. You know, don't be where you don't want to be. Be where you want to be instead, and forge a way forward through your own farts. I like this guy. They're doing their best. It's 1959. I'll cut him some slack.
New bearings inspector, who happens to be a woman. You need someone, and there isn't a man available. It seems
obviously,
to me that
so if there's not a man
whether the gal
available,
adds up
you
to
can
trouble or not is pretty much up to you.
Let's see. She's thinking so much that she isn't saying right now. She's going to talk to everyone else. Right.
I can make my hobby.
Okay, I'm not speaking to you, whoever you are, miss. So it was, they need to stop it, and so I will, and I'm going to stop being silly now, and I'm not going to be absenteeism anymore, and I'm going to inspect the bearings properly, and yeah, my desk is a disgrace, and it's look, I've got various women's accoutrements around me, like a woman would have. I've got a small pot of enamel paint. I've got my woman's plastic phaser that I have for I shoot this at my face, right, and into my head to get through the day. I have my women's dice that I roll to find out what I do every day because it's completely random and it makes no sense. What else? This is true, actually. This is one of the things. I've got my shell of treasures. I have a Santander card, a lighter, and I have I'm not going to show you what else I have. That's private, but it's normal. I'm not cleaning it. No, I am. I should probably clean my desk and move. I'm going to move. I'm going to move away from the reaction content. I'm going to leave. And you should too. So thank you very much for helping me. And between us, I think we can learn to behave. So good luck, everyone. And Liz out. Oh, I have been recording.